Okay guys, our topic for today will be about nodes, branches, and loops. So last prelim, I have presented our topic wherein I have dissected the components of an electrical system, which is our voltage, current, power, energy, and also our resistance. So now, let's talk about nodes, branches, and loops. Okay? Since those nodes, branches, and loops are important part of an electric circuit. So what is a branch? Probably the branch contains every element in the circuit, whether it is a passive element or an active element. A node is of course the point of connection between two or more branches, meaning in an electrical system there are always two nodes. Okay? Loop Loop is any closed path in a circuit. So a loop is said to be independent if it contains at least one branch which is not part of any other other independent loop. Lastly, independent loops or paths result in independent sets of equations, meaning there is another set of equation from one loop into another. So, this important consideration, if two or more elements are in series, if they exclusively share a single node, meaning there is only one node in common connected to the uh, connecting the two elements. And of course, if it is in series, take note that they carry the same current. If two or more elements are in parallel, they are connected to the same two nodes, consequently have the same voltage across them. So let's try to use this illustration in order to uh, explain the three parts. So as I have said, a branch is any or represents a single element such as a passive or an active element. So in this example or in this circuit, you can see two types of element, of course, our active and our passive. So for our active elements, we have a voltage source 10 volts, independent voltage source, and an independent current source 2 ampere, which are connected. For 10 volts, it is connected in series with our 5 ohm at node A. Okay, so this is our connection. Take note, they share a single node. Okay, and their series connection is in parallel with our 2 ohm resistor, which is connected in parallel with 3 ohm and our 2 ampere. So take note, if they are connected in parallel, they have the same voltage and they are connected by two nodes. They are connected by nodes B and C. So from that, we can only see three nodes. How come that they have the same node? The node B and the node C. Probably, in our case, we can write this circuit into this. Let's say this is our 10 volts. This is our node A. This is our node C. In our node A, we have our 10 volts. Positive, negative, 10 volts. And then from that node A, it is our 5 ohm. This is our node B. So from here, I will have my 20 ohm. From my 3 ohm. And of course, my 2 ampere. Okay? So pwede natin yung isulat ng ganito. So that's why bined natin ng ganito para na ganito yung parang naging ganito yung figure natin. But it is in order for us to solve it and understand it better. But probably if it is connected by wire, it can be connected by this. Okay? So you can see the nodes, node A, node B, and our node C. So in our node B, consequently, we have a parallel connection of our 20 ohm, 3 ohm, and our 2 ampere. And of course, it is in parallel with the series combination of our 5 and our 10 volts. Okay? So 2 ohm lang pala to. Okay? Okay. So, how can we determine kung ilan yung number of branch natin, number of loops, and number of nodes? In this case kasi, take note that the number of branch is kung ilan yung number ng element na nasa circuit natin. Yung node natin is kung ilan yung pinagdugtungan nila. Okay? So, from here, yung number of loops natin is tatlo. We have our loop 1, loop 2, and loop 3. Right. So take note that our loops is also called our mesh. Meron din tayong tinatawag na super loop or super mesh. So if we are using our super loop or super mesh, it is going beyond our independent loops. So ang tawag dito sa loop na to is super mesh. Sa loop na to is another super mesh. Sa loop na to is another super mesh. But probably, if we would use this formula, ang i-consider lang natin is this 3 independent loop, which can be already shown in our circuit. Okay? So let's try this formula kung pwede nga pa siya. So, there are how many branches that we can see? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there are 5 branches because there are 5 elements. So branch, we have 5. technically, pwede na natin makita yung loop kasi may tatlo. Let's see kung ilan yung pinapakita niyang node if you would use this formula. So we have 5 equals L, which is equal to 3 plus N minus 1. So we have 5 minus 3. Okay, so 5 minus 3 is 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Okay, so N is equal to 3. So bilangin natin yung tatlo. We have A, B, C. Okay, so tatlo yung nodes natin. Take note na yung node, yung interconnection ng bawat element. Okay? Next, try natin to this example. So determine the branch and nodes in the circuits shown in the figure. So identify which elements are in series and which elements are in parallel. Okay. In identifying the parallel and series connection, just paste your answer in this one. Important consideration. If two or more elements are in series, they are exclusively sharing single node. If two or more elements are in parallel, they are connected to the same two nodes of the two elements of any of the element or to the series combination of two elements. Okay? So, katulad ng ginawa natin dito. So, try natin tignan to. So, first, i-identify natin yung mga branch natin because they will identify our number of elements. Okay? Kasi nga siya rin yung equal number ng branch natin. So, first one, we have our 5 ohms. We have 10 volts. Then we have our 6 ohms and we have our 2 ampere. So as you can see guys, our 10 volts and 5 ohms, okay, is connected in series by this node A. And then this combination is connected in parallel with our 6 ohm, which is our node B, and then of course our node C. Okay? So take note, no? Ito yung terminal ng ating A. Ng ating 10 volts. At ito naman yung terminal ng ating five ohm. Okay? So, yan. So, they share a common node, which is our node A. And then with this, they will have, with the combination of 5 ohm and 10 volts, they are connected in series. Okay? So, they are connected in series. And their combination is connected in parallel with our 6 ohm, and then it is connected in parallel with our 2 ohm. Take note, by the definition of a parallel, they'll share two similar nodes with each terminal. Okay? So from here, I will have number of elements or number of branch circuit is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4. Number of nodes, we have 1, 2, 3. So number of loops, we have 2. But if you would want to use the formula B is equal to L plus N minus 1, I will have 4 is equal to 2. let's determine the nodes. So 2 plus n minus 1. Okay, so it would give me n is equal to 4 minus 1, which is equal to 3. Okay, yan. So another example, similar question with the first one. So ngayon, dito identify natin yung mga element. So what are our elements? So we have 1, 4 volts, 1 ohm, 10 ohms, 5 ohms, 2 ohms, 3 ohms. Okay, so from here we have number of branch circuits or number of elements. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So may anim. So take note that 4 volts, let's say this will be our node A, node B, terminal ng ating 4 volts. Okay, then terminal ng ating 1 ang pupunta dito. Let's say this will be our C, D. And then of course the interconnection of 2 ohms and 3 ohms, which is E. From here we have 6 elements. Okay, and then from here we have number of nodes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from here kasi itong E na to papunta na siya dito. Okay, and then of course the number of loops is equal to 2. Let's check it with our formula, which is equal to B is equal to N plus L minus 1. Pagsaksak lang tayo dito ng any values. Okay, randomly, let's use our branch circuit, which is equal to 6, which is equal to number of nodes, which is equal to 5, plus L minus 1. You can see that our L is equal to 6 minus 1, 5 minus 1 is 4, 6 minus 4 is 2. Okay, itong loop na to is a number of independent loop that can be found in our example. Okay, so dito, ano yung mga element in series? Take note that since 1 ohm share a common node at A and 10 ohm share a common node at B, so therefore we may say that these 3 elements are in series. Okay, so in series ulit lang to. Another is our 2 ohm. Sa terminal of 2 ohm share a terminal at 3 ohm in our node E, and then the two combination share 2 nodes, which is C and D, which we may say that 2 ohm and 3 ohm are also connected in series, and their combination is connected in parallel with our 5 ohm. Okay, so our 5 ohm is connected in parallel with the series combination of 2 ohm and 3 ohm, and connected in parallel with the series combination of the passive element 1 ohm and 10 ohm, which is in series with the active element 4 volts. Okay, so lagay natin dyan, series we have 1 ohm, 10 ohm, 4 volt, also 2 ohm and 3 ohm. Tapos combinations, let's say this will be our combination 1, combination 2, combination 2. So we will say that combination 1 combination 2 and 5 ohm are connected in parallel. Okay? Next, dito tayo sa another example. Let's have this circuit 1 ampere, 4 ampere, 12 volts, 2 ohm, 1 ohm, 5 ohm, and 3 ohm. Okay? So as usual, first let us identify the elements. So we have our 1 ampere, 1 ohm, 4 ampere, 5 ohm, 12 volts, 2 ohm, and 3 ohm. So let's count. We have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? So number of branch or the number of elements is equal to 7. Okay, meron tayong breakdown ng 7. Meron tayong tatlong active element. Tapos meron tayong 4 na passive element. Kaya naging 7. So from that, we have number of nodes. So bilangin natin yung number of nodes. We have our 1. So this will be our node A. Of course, isa lang to. This is our node B. Okay. Next, you can see that this is our node C. Another node D. And our node E. Okay. So from that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nodes. And then, of course, number of loops. We have loop 1, loop 2, loop 3. Okay, so we have 3 loops. So using our formula, P is equal to L plus N minus 1. So if we have 7 branch circuit and we have 3 loops plus N minus 1, it would give us 3 minus 1 is 2, 7 minus 2 is 5, so N is equal to 5, which will give us correct answer. So let's evaluate. So from here, you can see that our 1 ohm is connected in parallel with our 1 ampere is connected in parallel with 1 ohm because they share 2 common nodes with each terminal of the passive element. Okay, next is that the combination or the 1 ohm and the 1 ampere is connected also in series if connected to our 5 ohm later on pag naging maliit na siya or tawag ito pag na-simplify yung circuit. Okay, but first let us identify that our 12 volts, our 2 ohm and our 3 ohm is connected in series. Okay, then of course the combination is of this one is connected in parallel with our 4 ampere. Okay, and then yung 5 ohm natin, then of course our 1 ohm which is in parallel with our 1 ampere. So probably we can write this one as this. So we have our 1 ampere, then yung ating 1 ohm, and then ito yung ating 5 ohm, and then we can rewrite this as event natin to, which is our 4 ampere. Tapos yung ating negative, positive 12 volts, and then yung ating 2 ohm, then yung ating 3 ohm. Okay, so ito yung kamukha ng circuit na yan. So as you can see, we have 3 loops, loop 1 or mesh 1, loop 2 or mesh 2, and loop 3 or mesh 3. Okay, so ganun. So that is our nodes, branch, and loops.